Hey everyone, it's Brett Hornby here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know I'm making this video a little later than I wanted to make it, but it still doesn't diminish the excitement that I'm actually excited for our men's national soccer team. Yes, our Team Canada. For the first time in 36 years, back in 1986, when it was the first time Canada made it to the World Cup of Soccer, or back in 1986, it was hosted in Mexico. Canada did not score a goal and get out of the group stage, but 36 years later, we are back, and we are going to Qatar. How exciting is that? It's been, obviously, 36 years is a long time in a generation, but I definitely, felt proud of our Canadian soccer team, especially when they officially clinched that spot in the World Cup. When it got to the third round of qualification in the CONCACAF, when they beat Jamaica in Toronto, it definitely was very symbolic. How it was cold and windy, that Jamaica had nothing to play for, but they could have still played spoiler. And this was after when Canada had a tough loss against Costa Rica. But the fact that I'm actually stunned that Canada has made the tournament is an excitement of its own. They've gotten so used to Team Canada, I'm not too sure exactly how the whole FIFA qualification process requires. I know the CONCACAF has like all the North American and the Caribbean nations. I gotten so accustomed to Canada maybe getting into the, first stage into the second stage, and then we lose to some Caribbean nation that you have to pull the map to find out. We lose like 10-0, and it's up. Canada's done. And of course, I say, at least we got hockey. Sometimes when I say soccer is boring and stupid anyway, and some people get riled up when I say that. But it just felt different this time when Canada, this team that has come together starting in early 2021, where we beat some of these Caribbean nations. And I think the biggest defeat happened during the qualification when we beat the Cayman Islands 11-0. But it felt different with this team. I mean, keep in mind that right now, when Canada qualified for the World Cup and got drawn in Group F, which we'll touch upon who we draw with and the schedule, and do you think this team have a chance to at least get out of the group stage? But I think back in like 2014, Canada was ranked like 120th. Like we were in the embarrassment. You gotta wonder how many kids that play soccer, some play because of cheaper and don't want to play the physical contact of hockey. But you'd think, Canada would do a little better on the international stage. I mean, our ladies have always been competitive, and heck, even though it was an upset, it was still proud moments, and the Olympics were played a year later for obvious reasons when Canada defeated Sweden. And the other thing I don't like about soccer, and I've heard the arguments why they do it, is where it ends on penalty kicks, whereas I guess you can't run around all the time. That's why I like the Stanley Cup playoffs, where if they need to play 5 overtimes to decide who wins it. I wish it was like that in soccer, but you get tighter schedules than that, but that's a different can of worms altogether. But I'm going to say Team Canada, our men's soccer team. Actually, I guess it was John Herdman, the coach who first got our women's team competitive, moved over to guys, and I'm going to say he's definitely a coaching legend when it comes to soccer. But I'm going to say we didn't lose those Caribbean nations. We actually gave the U.S. and Mexico a run for their money during qualification, and we used our home field advantage, especially when it was cold. I mean, it was that iconic win where Canada defeated Mexico at Commonwealth in November. So I was just proud to see Team Canada. I guess it was when it got to the Ocho, where they call it the third round, and they funneled 8, and we were still in it. That was definitely a huge step right there. And then the fact that we won. I know that Canada, the U.S., and Mexico are going, and I think Costa Rica still has to play in the playoff because there were still a few teams that, still a few spots there still to be determined when they done the draw for the whole tournament. And then Canada got drawn in Group F, which I'm going to have to say this is where the challenge is going to be, but my expectations are still pretty low considering that we're in the tournament for the first time in 36 years. I'm just happy that we're in it. We got 3 games to cheer for, but do you think Canada has a chance? I mean, we're 38th in the world according to the ranking when the draws were made, but we are drawing with 3 other teams that rank higher in Canada in the group stage, leading with Belgium. Belgium is number 2. And then the other teams that we are drawing with is Croatia. Croatia is ranked 16th in the world, and Morocco is ranked 24th in the world. I know we're drawing lines here, but I'm going to say it's still going to be tough for Team Canada to get out of the group stage to get into the knockout stage, where the top 2 teams advance into the knockout stage. But I'm going to think if we can get one of those games against Morocco or Croatia, I think it would be a huge, huge upset if we're able to beat Belgium. But that could, tip the bracket the other way. But I'm going to say, looking at the schedule, as we're going to have 3 games, obviously in the group stage, that Canada is going to have their first game. This will be on November 23rd, and this is at 2200, 10 p.m., which I think that is 10 p.m. in local time in Qatar. I know that they're 9 hours ahead of us. So November 23rd, that's the first game that Team Canada will play, and it'll be against Belgium at the Ahmed bin Allah Stadium in Iran. So that will be the first big test for Team Canada, is playing against Belgium. And they said, I guess the only history that Canada and Belgium have played each other was a friendly back in 1989 where Belgium won 2-0. And then Croatia. Canada plays Croatia next. This will be on November 27th at 7 p.m., which I'm going to say that's 7 p.m. local time in Qatar, so take away 9 hours for here in Mountain Time. That will be at the Qatar International Stadium in El Iran. Canada and Croatia have never played each other, so this will be the first time they'll play each other. And keep in mind that Croatia, they're the 16th ranked team, so we start off with the toughest team, followed by the next toughest team. And then when it comes to the last game, when we play Morocco, I think this is actually the last game in the group stage before we figure out who's going to the knockout stage. It will be on December 1st. This will be at 6 p.m. as Canada play Morocco at the Al Thermal Stadium in Doha, which is the capital of Qatar. These 2 teams have faced each other 3 times. Most recently in 2016, where Morocco won this one 4-0. So, and that team was ranked 24th and we're ranked 38th. I'm going to say it's still going to be quite a task for Team Canada to, I'm going to say, get out of the group stage, given who we're drawn with. But I know that some soccer experts saying that Canada still had a pretty good draw. I mean, at least we didn't have, they said there was no group of death. Like, there was no group where you had Belgium and Brazil together, or Germany and Brazil together. I mean, they say that would have been like a worst case scenario if Canada was paired with those 2 teams in the pool. But I'm going to say if we are able to pull off an upset, and maybe Canada has that it factor, considering how far this team has gone, how it's been built, and the fact that there was more expectations that Canada was going to be in the World Cup next year, because next year, or next tournament, I meant to say, in 2026, where we had the United bid, where Canada, the US, and Mexico were all going to share the hosting together, and likely those 3 teams would have been as hosts. But also keep in mind that they're looking at expanding the field from 38 teams to 48 teams. So I'm going to say the fact that I think Team Canada is in this tournament now and how they perform now is a bonus. And the fact that the team is fairly young. Alphonso Davies is the lead scorer, and I'm going to say John Herdman, who has been the coach from the women's team onto the men's team, has definitely done wonders. That I'm going to say I'm already proud of Team Canada, just on the fact that we're in this. We have at least 3 games to look forward to in late November. I guess the next thing is to score a goal, because Canada did not score a goal in 1986. But I still, personally, be realistic. Of course, it'd be great to see Team Canada go on a run and win a few rounds, or maybe I dare dream win it all. That would be hilarious. Hey, we're in it, right? But I'm going to say it's just remarkable that Canada actually didn't lose to that Caribbean nation in the second stage of qualification, to be out to not go to the Ocho, or eventually get there and thinking, oh, we lost that big game to one of the Caribbean nations, 10-0, and it's like Canada's done. I got so used to that, but this is different. Everything just felt different. But all I'm going to ask is, do you think Canada has a chance to at least get out of the group stage? It's going to be tough. I'm going to say if they can pull off an upset between either Morocco or Croatia, I'm being realistic, or even draw with Belgium just to mess things up and try to get the goal differential, I can see that possibly happening. I don't think Canada's going to go 3-0. If we do, that's definitely going to be very, very remarkable, but I'm just going to enjoy the fact that we're in it. It's been 36 years since we went in it. This might be a build-up, a great experience for the program and some members on the team, that because it was expected we were going to be in it kind of by default in 2026. The fact that we are co-hosting with the United States and Mexico, where I think the United States is going to get 80% of the games, including the big games, and there's still a possibility on who is going to get the games in Canada. I know that Commonwealth probably might get a few games, but I don't know if we'll get any Team Canada games, but that still remains to be seen 4 years from now. But that's all I got to say for Team Canada is congratulations to our men's soccer team, or men's national football team, to keep the Europeans happy on that as well. I call it soccer here in North America, but I'm just definitely proud to see we're in the tournament. Of the 32 teams that get to play in Qatar, Canada is one of them. I'll probably wave my flag and see how it goes, and be nice to see. I don't have any expectations, and that's probably the best way to have it. Where if you're not one of these power nations, where it's like in hockey, it's like Canada, we expect to win, or that's it, that's nothing. But now in this case, we are the underdog. I'm just going to enjoy this when November comes. Right after the Grey Cup, because the tournament happens right after the Grey Cup. So I'm definitely going to get my fulfill with football, both on the gridiron and on the pitch, as I shall say. But that's all I have for Team Canada. So let's do this in Qatar. Let's make Canada proud. The fact you're going to Qatar right now is making us proud right now. So anyway, it's like to say, if you want to follow along with this Calgary sports fans journey, home to Flames, Hibbon, Roughneck Stampeders, as well as our Cavalry FC in the Canadian Premier League. I mostly do talk Calgary sports on my YouTube channel, or recap games and stories and that, but I also do a variety of non-sports content when I haven't had time, which hasn't been much of lately, like personal vlogs, attempt at comedy. I also do share my experiences on the road to sporting event, and done some vlogging to go. So if that all sounds like an interesting watch, do follow along with this Calgary sports fans journey. You just make sure you like, subscribe. I also have my other social media links down in the description below. And of course I have my second channel in Brett Hornby Shorts, where I put my short form content exclusively on there. I guess maybe when November rolls around, I've done game recaps for Stampeders and Flames games. Maybe when that time comes, I'll do some quick game recaps on how Team Canada did in Qatar. Getting out of the group stage and going to the knockout stage, that would be nice, but I wouldn't be too ashamed if we didn't happen, given who we're stacked up against. But I'm going to say we've made it this far. Anything is possible, as I'm going to say. So I'm going to say, go Canada. Congratulations to our men's team, and let's do us proud in Qatar. So I just want to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.